Game with an unlimited amount of possibilities and opportunities. Game about surviving an extremely harsh environment. And the best part of this game is suffering. No, don't get me wrong, I'm not this kind of guy that likes to being slapped and being dominated. I just feel so good, so satisfied when managed to overcome all of the difficulties and dangers that awaits you in the game of that kind. So, to make these moments even more noticeable, we are going to play Kenshi on hardcore. So, in Kenshi no actual difficulty settings, we will make our game more immersive by adding some restrictions. There are not too much of those, basically just two. First is the main and the most important, that we are not allowed to save or load game. We are basically playing with one game save file. Of course, we should save game from time to time in case of crashing, but we shouldn't at all cost abuse mechanics of game saving. So if I made a bad decision, that means that I made a bad decision and I must face the consequences. Another important rule to not use a pause. Yes, it could be annoying maybe if you have a big squad of different fighters, but most important, we couldn't abuse bugs and exploits like stealing gear while being in pause mode and stuff like that. But we still allowed to speed up time, cause otherwise game will take forever. So let's without further ado begin our new Kenshi hardcore adventure. As usual, I started from Great Desert, completely naked and without one arm. And the first thing that I should do is to find something to eat. But unfortunately I was not able to steal anything from local bar cause there was too many customers. So I decided to went outside to make some honest work and earn my first money. There was no other option than dig some copper resources, and I should say that I am not a Minecraft enjoyer. But luckily I found a body of dying outlaw swordsman nearby, so it was the best chance for me to get some free loot. And I gently land his equipment. On my way back I looted a dead skimmer's body. I sold everything that I found, I got some starting funds, hired local overweight thief. We continued our journey together, found a raided rebel farmer camp. It was a perfect opportunity to make some money. We were looting dying farmers when suddenly two of their friends appeared, and seems they didn't like what we were doing, but we were stronger. Until this lady arrived. So she cold-bloodedly killed both of us. And eventually we died. Yes, new game. Here is our second gym, and this time I decided to visit another city, but I immediately got in some trouble. You see, this gate sergeant didn't recognize me as a famous YouTuber with 1060 the most amazing subscribers. By the way, thank you guys, you're awesome. And he decided to throw me into jail. At least he promised that there will be some food. It appears to be a good deal, but he failed to mention that his sharp weapon will put me in a coma first. This is how I got into jail. After some hours though, I was released, but something changed me from the inside. Being imprisoned even for a short time makes me feel like a true criminal. So I boldly decided to become a thief. I went silently in the palace and stole some books. I was clunky enough to make guardians notice me. They knocked me out and returned to jail. The sentences were much longer this time. I didn't feel like waiting another 29 hours, so I attempted to escape. That was a terrible idea. I was returned to jail or even longer sentence.
One eternity later.
Oh, it's so long time and I'm still waiting to be released. I think already I've got enough of my sentence. But I don't know why they're not opening the cell. Hey, Paul, can you please release me? Could you? Can I talk to you somehow? Oh, finally. Finally I get released from the jail. Now we need to figure out a way how to make money. But in a proper way that we not get into troubles. So we have a couple options here. Either we will go on an iron or copper mine and try to safely get some copper resources. Or we can try to loot some dead bodies, like this one. Seems like, yeah, this is something acceptable. But I hope they will let me pass back into the city. After successfully looting the dead and selling their belongings, I bought a backpack. With this, I can continue my favorite job. digging some iron ore. I should say that I got a surprise there. First, when I tried to get some meat from a dead goat, I didn't think that if someone was dead, there must be something that killed them. So I ended up fleeing from some strange worm-like creature. Soon after that, his dad came to say hi to me. I decided to introduce him to my gatekeeper friends. After picking up my loot, I happily walked back to the city. Got 5,000, and I have a plan to become quite wealthy in a short period of time. So I paid 4,000 for bodyguards and we headed to the gut. My plan was to hunt big things, skin them and steal their eggs, sell everything and made profit. But things got a little bit wrong, though we managed to kill the first 2 beasts quite easily. Soon after that, my bodyguards rushed straight into a nest. For some reason I felt that this was not a good idea. Tried to retreat. However, get surrounded by 2 big things and a rock. Yes, a new game. This time things got more intense right from the beginning. I was immediately attacked by outlaw farmers. They were subsequently attacked by mercenaries. Though my wounds wasn't hard enough and I decided to risk again and loot some outlaw farmers. And, as you can imagine, one of them woke up and kicked crap out of me. I was about to start a new game when manhunters arrived. They enslaved me, though they were not paying much attention to me. I was able to crawl around and loot fallen enemies. I should say more, sometimes they didn't even notice my presence, so I was free to go wherever I wanted. It was a huge benefit to have a broken leg. I was roaming back and forth, looting, stealing stuff, got another backpack, and I decided to escape at midnight. I was moving extremely slowly, but with time, my leg got better and I was able to run again. Those angry farmers gently provided me with starting funds. So it was enough money to hire a new squad of bodyguards. I gathered my small mercenary army and decided to give it a shot. My plan was to loot Big Thing Nest. Yes, again. But this time we succeed. I made 25,000 with all of these eggs and skins, though we were attacked several times by cloud ninjas. But with help from local outposts, they just gave me some new gear. This time I decided to invest money into extremely hot shack lady. Our journey continued. Cause third dude was still missing a left arm, I decided to head down south to find a flat lagoon. On our way we get into some troubles with big things, blood spiders, and big things again. Though these big things almost killed us this time. And after some rest we arrived to the flat lagoon, where I finally purchased an arm prosthetic. Hired a new crew member named Chad. And with the new bodyguards we went to the sacred drug farm. We managed to steal a lot of hash, went back to the flat lagoon and sold it. With this money we got new ponchos and crossbows. We were traveling around, hunting wild animals, camping and having fun. My people were happy, until one moment. I didn't notice in time that we get attacked by dust bandits, so they got us off guard. It was a tough battle. Every one of my crew except third dude were knocked out, so I was running around kiting and shooting at bandits. But at some point the big thing joined the battlefield, which made things just worse. The weirdest thing was that dude was able to kill big thing, but then he fainted. So that was it. Nobody there were able to help. My characters started dying, one by one. This was my attempt to play Kenshi on hardcore. Hope you liked that. I will appreciate if you leave a comment what you think about that and what should we do next. Thank you for watching and see you soon.